50 years of war and gross human rights violations committed by all the actors in this country's internal conflict have made a great many Colombians wary of peace, especially with FARC rebels, whom they regard as terrorists. It is that sentiment that right-wing presidential candidate Oscar Iván Zuluaga is appealing to. He says he'll suspend peace talks with FARC guerrillas the very day he's elected.
There needs to be a condition. Those who have committed heinous crimes and crimes against humanity have to serve jail time, even if it is a reduced sentence.
But rebel leaders negotiating in Havana insist they're not willing to go to jail or declare a unilateral ceasefire as a condition for peace. They're also unlikely to trust a president whose mentor is their archenemy, former President Álvaro Uribe, who is still immensely popular for his hardline military approach to the rebel conflict. Uribe and Zuluaga have succeeded in instilling fear in many Colombians that President Juan Manuel Santos's negotiating strategy is to hand the country over to terrorists.
They have transmitted the message that President Santos would name a guerrilla as a defense minister, that he is negotiating private property rights, that he would reduce the size of the armed forces. All of this is false, totally false.
But in this still very conservative country, many people say they want peace, but not at any price.
But when we ask specifics to the population in terms of forgiving crimes committed by the guerrillas, reinserting demobilized guerrillas into the workplace, having demobilized guerrillas as neighbors, then the ambiguities start to arise, and even opposition.
President Santos argues that peace requires making some concessions. Oscar Iván Zuluaga's formula would clearly mean an escalation of the war and more loss of life, at least in the foreseeable future. Colombians will have to decide which of the two proposals is worth the risk. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Bogotá.